Alright, what is up, guys? So, another deck profile today, as usual. So this is Infernoids, as you can see. So, a couple things about this deck. I really like this deck. I've only been playing it for a little while now, but I think it is super fun. Really fun deck. And it is really strong right now, also, and it's only going to get better with Lawn Mowing Next Door, and I believe it's called Void Madness, I think, the one that lets you special summon four. So, yeah, the deck is only going to get better, and I do really enjoy playing this deck now, and so yeah, I'll just give you a profile of my build. So I'll start off with the three Decatron. You need to run three. This is the best card in the deck. A tuner that can become any level and just basically become any monster in the deck. So this can set up like almost every play in the deck, and this card is super broken. So yeah, definitely run three of that. I run the three Pyramias. His effect isn't always that relevant, but he does have like the DD Crow effect, like all the Infernoids have, and just pretty much just a name, just some fodder for the other to summon out the bigger ones. The three Harmadic, because popping a monster is really nice. Well, it's a really bad lair, but not much I can do about it. So yeah, sorry about that. But the three Harmadic, just because popping a monster is super nice, and sending him off Decatron makes Decatron a level 4, and that lets you into a lot of rank 4 plays, or Synchro for basically whatever you want, so him at 3 is really good. The 3 Patrulia, his effect is just MST pretty much, and so just stuff like Union Hanger, any back row decks, face downs and stuff, you can just get rid of it. And he is a level 4, so you can go into all your rank 4 plays, which is really big in this deck. The 2 Sightseemus. I really like this card, and I'm probably going to bump it up to 3. So, yeah, I would definitely run 3 over this. I don't have a third one on me right now. I don't think so. But yeah, at 2, it's still good, and just being able to banish a card on the field without targeting is super useful, like always. So, yeah, he's one of the better Infernoids. To Atondo, I really don't like this card, but it's just a name, and his effect isn't that relevant, and that's kind of why I don't like him, because where pendulums and stuff are going around, his effect is you can attack if you attack a monster and send it through to the graveyard, you can attack again, but where pendulum is still a thing, and a lot of decks just have a way to get around that. It's not the most relevant thing ever, but again, it's just more so like a name that you can send to summon some more Infernoids. We've got the 2 Deviati. I love this card. He's one of the two like big Infernoids that take 3 to summon. Like you have to banish 3 to summon it. When he's summoned, he's a heavy storm, and he can negate a monster effect by tributing a monster. So yeah, really good card. And finally, the 2 Anansu. He's like the opposite of Deviati, and he's like your biggest boss monster aside from Tierra, but. So his effect when summoned is just a dark hole, and he can negate a spell trap by tributing a monster. So him and Deviati are opposites, but they're both really good cards. That's it for the Infernoids. Run the small Lightsworn engine of 3 Raiden, and I do run the charge. The charge is to go with it. Raiden's super useful in this deck because he's a level 4, he's a tuner, and where you don't really need to normal summon that much in this deck except for Decatron. Really easy to get onto the field, and his effect that lets you mill cards in your main phase and end phase just really helps by giving you a lot of resources, since this deck does work out of the graveyard. And of course, like 2 Maxi, just because Maxi's broken. Into the Spell and Traps, I'm running the 2 Void Imagination. I was running 3, and I cut 1 because milling it isn't that good. It's just kind of a waste of a mill. And if you're going first and you open this card, it's good, but it's not as good as if they were going first, because then you can't use the effect to get Tierra and stuff and then just load up all your graveyard. But yeah, this card can really get you set, can really set up a lot of good stuff and just fill up your graveyard. 2 Voidseer. This card is a lot like that, the Evil Swarm card, Infestation Infection, I think, the spell card that makes them unaffected. So you just target an Inferno you control, and it's unaffected by your opponent's card effects till the end of the turn, but it also has an effect when it's in the graveyard. So I think it would be destroyed by card effect. Yeah, you can banish this instead. So Kind of like Return of the Dragon Lord. So if you do mill this card, it's not a big deal. It's actually a good mill, and a lot of people don't know what it does or don't know that it does something in the graveyard. So they're not really expecting it. Playing the 2 Charge of the Light Brigade just to round off the Light Sworn engine that I'm playing in this deck. Mill 3 cards and search something is just super broken, especially since this deck works out of the graveyard, like I said before, and basically all the cards you're milling are just more resources for you to use. 2 Instant Fusion because Norden is really good in this deck and just can make a lot of good plays. Playing the 1 Reasoning and Monster Gate just because you want as many cards in the graveyard as possible. It's kind of like the overall theme of this deck is to just throw cards in the graveyard. The 1 for 1, that's just for Decatron because you do want to see Decatron as much as possible. 1 Burial because it can kind of reset your graveyard and just put a bunch of put 3 monsters back in your graveyard. And this can also hurt ABC if they tag out with Buster Dragon, and you chain this and put all their the A, B, and C back into their graveyard. Then they just waste their Buster Dragon. So that's just kind of a cool little play you can do against ABC. 1 Regeki because Regeki. 1 Upstart just for, even though you're milling a lot of cards, it's just some more consistency in case you draw into this. And only playing 1 Trap, and that's Spiritual Swords Revealing Light. Pretty much only running this for its effect in the graveyard, where you can banish it and your opponent can't attack you directly. So that comes up a lot. Now going to the extra deck, I'm running the 2 Tiara, of course, for the Void Banishment. Really good card. The 1 Norden for the Instant Fusion. Scarlight, Crimson Blader, 1 Moonlight, a Clearwing. I don't really like Clearwing in this. I don't make it all the time, but it's just another level 7. 1 Goyo, a card's super broken. Chambara is really easy to make in this deck, and it's really good. The Lightning and Utopia combo. 1 Castel, Shark, a Dweller, and 1 Dante just for... you can make it in this deck. It doesn't come up very often, but you can. And yeah, so it's just Dante, so it's a really good card. Alright, so that is it for the Infernoid deck profile. Like I said before, I do really like this deck, and I'm going to try and keep this updated as I change this build, because I know I'm going to be changing it a lot, because I've been playing this a lot since I started picking it up, and I do really like it, and I would recommend picking it up now, since all these cards are getting pretty expensive now. So if you want to catch it before the hype starts up, before Raging Tempest comes out, I would definitely recommend that. And yeah, that's it for this. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you next time.